Space, the boundary of human achievement, the new frontier.
It's just a cough.
Yeah, right. And the Earth is flat.
Treat your cough seriously with Robitussin CF Max. Nothing lasts longer and treats more symptoms for your cough, cold, and flu. Robitussin, because it's never just a cough.
In a few moments, you will have an experience which will seem completely real. It will be the result of your subconscious fears transformed to your conscious awareness. Warning, this tape must not be played by government personnel. It can be extremely harmful and result in severe trauma. You have 5 seconds to terminate this tape. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's good to see you. I must go. I know I must go.
Hold him. Now you listen to me, you hillbilly punk who thinks the world's still round. I'm here to tell you it's not. It's flat.
Lexi, tell us something interesting.
Okay, the Earth is flat, and a witch stole his pants.
Flat Earth expert Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's foolproof.
I know how we're different. Do you believe the Earth is flat?
I know it's flat. I walk on it. Holy sh**.
Do you think the Earth is flat, Snoop? What do you
It's a flat world after all.
Smoke weed every day.
Und jetzt der Verkehr. Vorsicht, liebe Autofahrer, auf der A3 Oberhausen Richtung Arnheim ist die linke Spur aufgrund eines UFO-Absturzes gesperrt.
Broadcasting straight to you from a large spaceship, currently at war with mainstream science. Meanwhile, the peanut gallery now has seen the proof. Yes, the proof that the United States really wants the Ukraine to fail. The media has reported that Russia has destroyed and captured several U.S. armored vehicles. What vehicles? Well, they're Bradleys. Look it up. He has an opinion. Enough said. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Strange World, where the truth is often stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Mark Sargent, the creator of Flat Earth Clues, which propose that all of us are living inside a Truman Show enclosed structure thousands of miles wide. Just Google Flat Earth Mark or something to that effect. Mark Sargent, you know. If you can't find it, well, you're just not very good at the internet. Currently, the show is on Tuesday nights at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. And yes, Caroline, if it is not June 13th, 2023, then you are listening to a rerun. Quote of the day goes exactly like this one thing. Flat Earth is the true pandemic, has spread everywhere, and it's a good thing, in my opinion. Who said that? Me, Mark Sargent. I'm going to work that into my speech. I think that's what I'm going to call the speech at Vegas. Flat Earth is the true pandemic. Because at this point, we have gone everywhere. We'll talk about that a little bit.
I like it.
Yeah, it's true. We are freaking everywhere. We're the guilty, hidden guilty pleasure of the internet, of the world. We're out there everywhere. And again, well, we'll talk about it. My co-host, she's lovely, she's sassy, and she's one of the biggest Flat Earth rock stars ever. Karen B, sporting a Karen B shirt from her channel, also of the same name, Karen B. Hey, Karen.
Hey, what's going on, Mark?
Well, it's Tuesday, and as you know, we're doing Flat Earth stuff. So
yes, we are every day. I'm doing Flat Earth stuff every day. I don't know about you.
No, of course I'm doing it every day.
Every day.
But I'm not. I'm not doing shows every day. That's special days. On
I don't do shows every day either.
No, we'd probably all go crazy if that was the case. Hey, Karen, being the current queen of Flat Earth, it must be hard to find Flat Earth friends. Do you know an easy, well, that's not really true for you, but the new people, actually, it's more for the new people. David Weiss is going, he's screwing up my copy. What is he doing? He's going off script. Do you know an easy way to find cool people like yourself and solid info about our stationary horizontal level plane?
Why, yes. That would be the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app.
Yes, it's the perfect gift for friends, family, and complete strangers.
I love your imitation of David.
So does Ted, apparently. I was imitating him at the meetup, and people going, wow, that's pretty close. I'm going, I don't know if it's close.
It is not close at all.
No, I think it's more of a stereotype. Watch the feature video every day for 2 weeks and see what happens. It'll be the best $2.99 you've ever spent. Is it true you took the coins out of his eyes in the commercial? Did you?
I did. I might put him back, though.
You should.
Kind of miss it.
I heard, well, somebody told me, it's like, did David say something because the coins aren't in his eyes anymore? It's like, well.
It wasn't coins, it's dollar signs, but whatever.
Potato, gold coins, you know.
Cha-ching!
Cha-ching! Don't forget, you can also find this program on BitChute and Variety on Rockfin and Rumble. YouTube is not the end of Flat Earth. It is just the beginning. Shout outs, obviously, to Flat Earther Stephen Carpenter of the Deftones. Support the Flat Earth cause and get the coolest hoodies ever. That's right. I got to contact him because a week from Friday, week from Friday.
Oh, you get to hang out with Steph. That's right, because you're going back to Southern California. That's cool.
Yes, I am. Yeah. Oh, anyway, go to the Strong Dot family. Check out his stuff. Meetups. You know what? I should have had these up on my thing in front of me, and I don't. So I will go to the studio. And the first meetup, do you have any meetups besides the one? Like, I'm going to be in Los Angeles in 2 weeks. Do you have that one?
I don't think it's on my website, no.
All right. On my website, I'm going to be in Los Angeles. They are bringing me down for the meetup, and it's going to be the 24th. So coming up. And I will be down there hanging out with everyone on the beach. If you want to go, please RSVP, because we're not just going to post the address because it would get nuts. So RSVP to someone I can't say his name on air. And I mean, I suppose I could, but apparently they want to keep.
How are you supposed to go if you can't say? See, this is why it's not on my website, because I don't really know what's going on with all that, and I'm like,
All right, it's Renee. I'm not going to say his last name, nor am I going to say his wife's name. Anyway, I'm going to be hanging out with them for a few days down there, and yeah, I got to get a hold of Stefan because hopefully I get to meet up with him, and on top of that, once I get back, I am doing a virtual conference with the UK, June 27th.
awesome.
Yeah.
The social.
Yep,
Ever?
Ian and his group over in Bournemouth, UK.
That's cool.
they first had virtual David Weiss, and I
Mhm.
heard that was a lot of fun, and so I'm going to be doing it June 27th. The promo for that one is on my channel as
Right
well.
on.
Yep.
Right on.
And what else we got? Sir, meetups. Let's do meetups. I will be doing promos for the Vegas thing, but not until July. I wanna wait till I get back from the LA thing, but we will be talking about that. Also, real fast, clarification. You remember last week I showed you the Flat Earth Risk game that was sent to me? You know,
Yeah, you talked. Yes, yes.
I misspoke. Apparently, I didn't realize it would. So a guy, one of our listeners, actually just had that made and sent it to me. It's a one-off. So he goes, Mark, I got done listening to Strange World today, and I am not the game crafter. That is just the company I used to print the game. They sent it directly to you, so I didn't have a chance to add a note to it. I will explain no note. Sorry about the confusion. I just had the idea to make a flat earth version of Risk. I never really thought about selling it. I don't know how I would even go about doing that. If you know anyone who does, please let me know. Otherwise, no worries. Thanks for all you do. You're the man. Rhett. R-H-E. Yeah. So cool. So thank you for that. That's awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I do have one meetup that I can talk about before we get going, because it's kind of a big one that I've been talking about for a while now for people that are in or near Colorado Springs, Colorado. Is Jamming the Plane, which is like a camp out on private property. They're gonna have a karaoke night. It's June 16th to the 18th. So all the details are there at flatearthfestivals.com. You can click on the Jam in the Plane picture. That's the dude's property. Fathead Perkins, Josh Perkins. So there you go. Have a good time, Josh. You should send us pictures and let us know how it goes, because it's supposed to be a big one. So there you go. Yeah.
And thank you to all the people that went to the Seattle meetup. That was a lot of fun. Ted got there early. I got there early. So we looked at each other longingly for a good hour. And then all the people came in from Canada, and Wenatchee and Oregon. I don't even know who the farthest people. I mean, I think the widest range was about 2 hours in every direction. So it was cool. A lot of fun down at the Mustard Seed Bar and Grill, and I did not realize that was a franchise. So one of the people drove to the one in Seattle, was looking for us for a while, and then came over. I felt bad for her, but she did show up just in time. I had to leave at about 9 p.m. to catch a boat home. So, but it was a lot of fun. So thank you guys. So much, very, very, very cool people. And I try to remind them. I go, every meetup that the Flat Earth does, it's just great energy. Because you go in there, nobody judges anybody, and we were not trolled. Not unlike I'm going to mention this briefly because a lot of people have sent me emails along those lines. The San Diego meetup was trolled by a Twitch person that wanted to like sneak in and was like, pretend to be one of us, but he was found out almost immediately.
Right.
So, yeah.
As they usually are.
Yes, it's tough. Again, that's why Renee, he vets people. When you call, if you're a troll, he'll say, so how long you been in? Who you following? What channels you listening to, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't know some of these answers off the top of your head, it's easy. No one can.
It's very easy to find them.
Yeah, nobody to date. I don't think I've really run into anybody that's convincingly pretended in real, person to person to be a flat earther. They've all been found out, you would have thought that 8 years later we would have had somebody come in and said, oh yeah, I was a flat earther for a year, here's what I found out. Nope. Peanut said Logan Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a different situation.
Yes, it was. I wasn't fooled for even a hot minute.
I didn't even know who he was.
That's just it. Nobody did.
I didn't know who he was, and I knew we were in trouble when I texted my oldest son and I told him that he was at the conference, and he said, that guy is a POS. And I was like, uh-oh.
Yep.
I didn't know who he was.
Yep. Before I want to get to headlines, the title of the show is Flat Earth Rising, and I've noticed recently, David's been kind of talking to me. He goes, "It's like it's 2017 again," and I go, "Yeah, there's a lot of content being put out there. If you guys haven't done it recently, go into YouTube, type in Flat Earth, and just click on the filters and say set to 1 week." It's amazing the amount of videos that have been coming out recently. People, a lot of trolls. Of course, people are like, "What's going on?" No, reaction face, tons of shorts, people that I've never heard of. Who's like the Flat Earth Gang? No idea who those guys are. People talking about the Republican politician, that David was and Matt were speaking with. Tons and tons of stuff. We're just all over. I mean, I'm scrolling through. Again, only set to 1 week, and it's just amazing the amount of Flat Earth content that is being put out there now. And it's like, all right, we're a thing again. Perfect timing.
We are a thing, but we need to keep going because we're starting to get to that point where it's not so taboo to talk about it anymore.
Right.
People have heard about us now. They've heard about Flat Earth.
Yes.
And they've gone through a scamdemic.
Right.
The picking is like ripe right now.
Yes. Yes. People were, I mean, on one side, you got the people who don't trust anything anymore. And you got the other people that stayed home and had to watch so much content. They ran out of Netflix and they started going to YouTube and started falling into rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Let's segue over to a first for us, which is the first headline, which is a flat earther became the best officially in the world of all time, which was, of course, my man Novak Djokovic, best tennis player ever. And what did he do? There's a picture of him with his lovely family after they won the French Open over there in Paris. And what happened was he took his 23rd title. Nobody's ever done 23rd. He was tied for 22 titles. He took his 23rd. And this was after he was banned, after he was shunned from the league. Why? Because he's a conspiracy guy and he's a flat earther and he didn't want to get the shot. So remember, he was deported from Australia at one point. Not only did they throw him out of the tournament, they threw him out of the country. They wouldn't let him play in Wimbledon. They wouldn't let him play in Paris. And when he was interviewed, there's some wonderful interviews, and they have aged well, where he said, why are you willing to give this up? He's like, well, because my health, what I put into my body is the most important thing to me, more than tournaments, more than money, more than titles. He goes, my health. And that's just common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's like, look, you want to take the money, kind of like when that Canadian poker player got the shot so he could come down to the States to play the World Series of Poker. After 2 years of being, not doing it, he's like, well, it's the World Series of Poker. It's like, and let's say you won. So you say you won a couple $1 million. Is it worth it? Anyway, for him, so I think it's a lovely shot of Novak and his family.
Yeah.
Novak,
a lot of people talk about him, in the conspiracy world, and they show the pictures of him with the covering the one eye and blah blah blah, and they try to make it look like he's,
like controlled opposition.
Yeah, or something like that, and I don't know either way, but he did not take the jab.
Nope.
From the beginning.
Nope.
He stood his ground. He gave up tournaments and lots of money for it.
Millions.
And he showed everybody that I'm not doing that. Like, that it's okay to say no, no matter what's at stake. Just like our guy Stefan.
That's like our guy Stefan. He was public about it. There's the difference. There's lots of athletes and rock stars and people. It's like quietly, they're just not going to make a stink about it. But he's like, no. If that's what, when the press comes to him and they say, hey, why aren't you playing in the tournament? It's like, because I'm not going to get the shot. And he didn't. And he gave up millions of dollars for this. So, and on top of this, like, well, no, he's not a conspiracy guy. It's like, dude, I've got him holding up a hand-drawn picture that daughter right there drew. He helped her draw it.
Right. And like we were talking about before, pre-show, the thing that nobody talks about, Jamie Foxx, he was being forced to take it by the production studios.
Yeah.
He took it. Look where he's at now.
Yeah, how's his career going?
For what? For some stupid fucking Hollywood movie that probably wasn't have been that good?
Nope. No, it was just a run of the mill. I mean, Hollywood hasn't been putting out much these days.
This guy right here at least stuck to his guns and was like, I'm not doing that no matter what. I mean, that's respectable. This is what it's all about right here.
And the universe turned in his favor, and he beat out a 20-year-old. He's 36, right? He's towards the end of his tennis career. He beat a freaking millennial, Gen Z, 20-year-old's Gen Z, right? And took him out to the point where the kid just like buckled on the court, pulled a hammy, and he was like, "Nah, I'm done." And anyway, so Novak, we're gonna make sure this guy is gonna have. I am absolutely inviting him to Vegas. We're gonna have lanyards there for you in case you show up. And you're thinking, "Oh no, he's not going to show up." It's like, well, you know what? I wouldn't put it past him. Here's why. Last thing before we move on to our next one, which is you're talking about a guy who is enough of a conspiracy guy that he opened up a tennis center at the base of the Bosnian pyramids, so he could visit.
That's pretty cool too.
Yeah, the Novak Djokovic Tennis Center, so he can go visit on a regular basis. Why would you ever do that? You know, this guy is absolutely all in. And come on, find me someone who didn't take the shot who wasn't a conspiracy guy. I mean, our entire community is 90% shot free, as far as I can tell. Anyway,
or it would just be somebody who just was never into vaccinations from the beginning, because there was a small group of people who were like that from the beginning.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway, good for you, Novak. I hope the record never gets broken. I don't think it's going to in the modern era, just because of how things are played and training people. Okay, next one down. Let's go straight to space, shall we? Captain Obvious of the week. NASA worried SpaceX's failure will push back landing on the moon. NASA is getting increasingly worried that SpaceX's massive and troubled Starship spacecraft, thank God they're finally talking about it, may not be ready for the space agency's planned mission to the lunar surface in late 2025. Let's think about that for a second. So Artemis 1, no problem at all, circles the moon with high-res cameras, takes the worst photographs ever, running video ever. And by the way, hundreds of hours of video compiled from all these different angles, no stars at all. Hey, trolls, you listening to this? Tell me why in 2023, no camera in space can show stars, is allowed to show stars. You want to know why? Because you don't want to risk it. You do not want the modeling off. You can't take the chance. So you don't. Yeah. It's not an exposure setting. Everything's digital now. You can tweak and crank it. We have the best cameras you could have, money can buy out there.
Should have got stars.
There should be stars in there. And there wasn't. Not a single one. And you're 50 miles from the moon's surface, and we're still shooting better stuff from here. Come on. It's like you deliberately just smudge the whole thing at 50 miles out. So anyway, yeah, this is of course, the Starship blowing up right off the pad. You know, the only thing it didn't was blow up right then and there. Blowing up a minute after it took off. Yeah, of course that was deliberate. Yeah, you want to drag this thing up. There was a astronaut they were talking to the other day. At no point he was going to be the pilot. He's going to be the pilot for Artemis, right? At no point did the guy ask him, and he was a fanboy, ask him, "Hey," that's what I would ask would be, or wouldn't you be concerned that, you know, Artemis 2 blew up immediately? It was a spectacular failure, all sorts of engine problems, and then it just went completely out of control and self-detonated. Not bother you, Dom? Nope, didn't want to talk about it. All he talked about was the crew. Oh, we had a diverse crew, and it's really, really great. We even have a couple Canadians. It's like, oh my God. Canadian space program. Love it. Okay, next one down is, we don't have a lot of big headlines this week. I'm going to call this one, if you don't know, the ninjas are still in effect, but nothing, everything's still under the radar. So there was a dam that was blown up over in Ukraine to flood out some Russian troops to stop the counteroffensive, or, you know, to to stop the counteroffensive being crushed. And I think Russia was upset about that. So when I see a headline that says Interstate 95 collapse, a huge tanker truck fire shuts down the highway outside of Philadelphia, which is apparently the main thoroughfare on I-95 north-south. I say ninjas on that one. Sure. Why not? Just a little dig on us. All right. Let's get to lucky unlucky, shall we? Because we got a few. And as Karen said, the first one is Jamie Foxx. Remember, I'm going to keep doing this every week, by the way. Every week, I do not see a still shot. I'm going to cover it in some way, somewhere or another. So this is from Fox News. Remember, there's pretty much a media blackout unless you are making fun of the conspiracy that there is a media blackout, which is kind of meta in a way. So Fox News says, Jamie Foxx rep says hospitalization not caused by COVID vaccine. Or as Karen likes to say, if you have to go out of your way to say it.
Right, exactly.
You have to make a statement saying, oh, it's not this. You're just Fox's rep. Remember, Fox's rep works for Fox, right? His spin doctors say gave a health update after the actor experienced a medical complication. Remember, April 11th, he goes down in a movie with Cameron Diaz and gets rushed off to somewhere. Everyone thinks it's a stroke, pretty much, and there's no video, there's no still shots, there's no selfies, and the rumor out there. Okay, wait a minute, let's get to it really fast. The rep was just giving Fox the normal stuff, which was okay. So the conspiracy people are saying he's blind, he's partially paralyzed, and conspiracy people saying, well, it's obviously because of the shot, but it's not. And they even went so far as to say, bring up that whole pickleball thing again, where I'll just read the last couple of paragraphs. After several unsubstantiated rumors surfaced about his condition, Fox's daughter updated fans on the actor's health in mid-May, saying, remember, that's mid-May, saying he had been home for weeks, which is basically immediately, and he even been playing pickleball during his recovery. I'm sure she picked pickleball. It's like, what's trending now? That's the only reason she picked pickleball. Update from the family. Sad to see how the media runs wild. My dad has been out of the hospital for weeks recuperating. Lie, because they gave away the show for her and his daughter, completely other different people. It's all lies, Benza told Dr. Drew about updates that had come from Fox's camp. Fox's relatives were spotted leaving a medical facility in Chicago. They flew him to Chicago. At the time of the medical complication, Fox was filming the Netflix movie Back in Action alongside Cameron Diaz. That's it. That's the end of the article. Production had continued on the film using a body double for Fox. No other word on this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Part of me thinks they are going to try to use this as a benchmark, which is, okay, if we can just keep it out of the media at 99% out of the media, we'll just let him fade into nothingness. And if it works, anyone else, we'll just do it to the next person. It's an A-lister. If this were, remember, this is the first A-lister that is completely out of commission. Celine Dion, she's not really talking much either. And Justin Bieber, you want to get into him, but he's the first big one that's like, he can't even communicate. So we'll see how it goes. Not dead. So we're going to count him lucky on this one. Next one down. Let's do a couple more before we go to the break. Shannon Doherty from Beverly Hills 90210 reveals her cancer has spread to her brain. My fear is obvious. Revealed in an Instagram video that her cancer has spread to her brain. She was initially diagnosed with breast cancer back in 2015, but something happened recently. Oh yeah, there we go. I mean, how many times do we have to hear this? Went into remission. I mean, seriously, this is the story we have heard over and over, which is I had fill in the blank cancer, went to remission, then I don't know, got a shot in my arm in the last couple of years, and oh, look what came back with a vengeance. And that was it. It's a short article.
Yeah, very short.
In fact, the actress was in remission by 2017, but 3 years later, she announced on Good Morning America that cancer had returned as stage 4. And now it's in her brain. So she is lucky for now.
I don't think she's very lucky.
Well, you know what I mean. compared to, I know it's a tough one compared to, well, some of the people we're going to cover later. Anyway, we're going to our first break. When we come back, we will finish up the rest of Lucky Unlucky. I do have one Clown World. Wasn't a lot of funny stuff this week, believe it or not. I mean, there was some interesting stuff, like the Indian guy that was using a mop to wash the windows on like a subway train, and he hit the mop on the power line above.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was a really weird energy this week. It was rough. It was a rough week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you. I've got family coming in this week. I got a family reunion in a few days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Anyway, we're going to go to our first break. When we come back, we'll finish all this stuff up. Then we'll start taking your phone calls. So, Karen, the music.
Are you a blue dot? Those questioning where we live are not just here. They are everywhere. Of course, this info is hidden from you, but the app shows you that no matter where you go, you aren't alone. We are everywhere, and we are growing. Find your tribe today.
Shout out to Karen B, Mark Sargent, and David Weiss. I'll be checking out that video this weekend at the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app on YouTube. Or
join me, Karen B, every moon day at 9:30 a.m. for Coffee Talk on YouTube, Rumble, and Rockfin. You never know what you'll learn about in the coffee shop. Open topic and open phones, y'all. Join me. Somebody pointed out to me that I removed the always chill part out of the Coffee Talk. It's probably because I rant so much on that show. I took off the always chill part.
You rant? No. What? It's I don't even know what you're saying right now. Welcome back to Strange World Part 2 of 4. It's you, me, and Karen B. And yeah, you know what? That was Joe Jackson stepping out from his album
Night and Day.
Yep. Peanut Gallery was holding a small child in front of me. Trying to distract me is what he was doing. Baby on camera. Don't want to do that. But that's right. Because that one's going up on Etsy, right? That child? Pretty sure. Yep. Yeah, I remember you get double if their eyes stay blue. All right, let's get to that's what they tell me down the Ivory Coast. What are we, Shannon Doherty? Yeah. Okay. So remember, Karen's going, she's not lucky. Well, I mean, she's still hanging around, but I mean, compare him to like these people. So this next one down, this is from the Daily Mail out in UK. Well, this is not a person actually. J&J's COVID vaccine taken by 19 million Americans is pulled over an I'm sorry, after initially it was paused. Remember, it was paused over in England or in the UK because I think that the British company is AstraZeneca, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, J&J was pulled in UK out of an overabundance of caution over rare blood clot concerns. It's weird.
Over rare blood clot. Oh,
rare. Yeah.
Rare.
I mean, technically, if you're the only one in your family, that is rare. But if this person in this family and that person in that family and just, again and again, rinse and repeat, well, not so rare, is it? So yeah, the J&J thing is being pulled 3 years later. Whatever. Okay, next one down. Also from the Daily Mail. Nope. That one is next one. Which one? What do I have? Carrie Ann Donaldson? Is that one?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Former Britain's Got Talent contestant dies age 38. That's a happy looking bunch on stage. She is front row, second left. So it'd be our left. So she's the one in
between is she next to the blonde girl?
Yes. She'd be the one next to the blonde girl. She was a member of the dance supergroup Kings and Queens. Yeah. There you go. So she performed on the ITV talent show in 2014 as part of a supergroup. Her death was confirmed by her sister, who said, "My beautiful baby sister is no longer with us and I don't know how to process it." There we go. Cause of death not been confirmed. That's the smart way to do it. Just don't say what happened. Just say it happened.
Suddenly.
Yeah,
Unexpectedly.
Unexpected. Yeah, I know. I keep that list, by the way. On my on the bottom of my thing. Okay, next one down is who else is on the lucky unlucky list? This is from ESPN. Thank you for all the people that sent me that. There's a bunch of people that sent me this. Kyle Brown, ESPN director and longtime staffer, 42 years old. He had been with ESPN for 16 years. He suffered a medical emergency at the NCAA baseball super regional game in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Yep. Again, if you vary it, which is why I thank you for the show listener who compiled all the things. You vary the titles, and that's it. People don't put it. I mean, they know in their mind, they make a connection, but it's not literal. So yeah, medical emergency. And that's it's a short article. Nobody.
It is very short.
Yep. Don't want to talk about it. Next one down. Back to the UK. This UK, as far as fear porn goes, sometimes you guys really, for a dignified society, the UK is, they're the more upstanding version of America. We're the spin-off crazy cousins that live out in West Virginia. So when they make a headline like this, rare cancer, ready, may mimic allergy symptoms, including mucus running from your nose. So if you have a runny nose, it could
cancer.
It could have cancer. Yeah. Millions of Britons suffer from various allergies. However, supposed symptoms could actually be something more sinister. Why would you run this story? Why? How is this helping anyone? All you're going to do is you're going to have people going to the hospital asking their doctors, hey, is my running nose common condition?
Though.
The what?
It's rare though.
It's
I'm going to tell you what comes to my mind. All those tests that they were doing to people.
There you go.
I mean,
there you go. Because if you're going to test somebody for whatever this lesser known cancer is, I'm trying to find the name of it.
This is talking about nasal and sinus cancer.
Nasal and sinus. Do you know anybody? I've never even heard of such a thing till just now. It affects the nasal cavity and the sinuses, also known to spread to the lymph nodes. One of the most common symptoms of nasal and sinus cancer is a blocked nose that does not go away. Oh, okay. So if you have a long running,
all those people who didn't want to get the JAB and instead they had to get the test and the weekly test, they're going to get you one way or another, aren't they?
It's a good one.
Sneaky bastard.
I could see some. Yeah, that is pretty sneaky. I could see some British people falling for that. No offense, UK. I know I'm going to be speaking at one of your things pretty soon. All right, next one down. This is from Mail Online, also Britain. In fact, it's odd that I found this over in Britain. Former Georgia Bulldogs linebacker Akeem Hebron, 34 years old. He is not going to be 35. Ex-teammate and fans lead the tributes. He played for what happened here? Suddenly, there you go. Suddenly passed away at the age of 34. Cause of death not known. Well, may not be known, but you use the word suddenly. So we got a pretty good idea what it was. Next one down. Also from Britain. A sprinter who will forever be remembered for tightest ever finish, Mike McFarlane, who died at the age of 63. And they really hyped up his career here, but they do not mention the same sort of thing. That's like they don't say how he died, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking through it really fast. And everything about his career, that's another thing they do, by the way. If they have a lot to say about the person, they'll throw that in there. Maybe in one paragraph, one line, they'll say about cause of death not listed. It's like, okay. Kind of like batteries not included. Yeah, I got nothing here. It's just a huge article on him. But why'd he die at 63? Anyone want to tell me? Nope. Nope, they do not want to tell me. All right, next one down. This is the last of the lucky unlucky. And then we'll probably talk about the after the clown world, we'll probably talk about the conference a little bit. Breaking Bad actor. Thank you for all the people that sent me this. Breaking Bad actor Mike Batea, dead at 52. He was known for his role as Dennis on the very popular show Breaking Bad. He passed away on June 1st after suffering a heart attack in his sleep. Also something we've been hearing about a lot, haven't we?
Yeah.
Heart attack in his sleep.
Right. Wow.
Right. Got news for you.
If the guy either.
If you're in bed, if they find you dead in bed, it's not necessarily dying in your sleep. It just means you died in bed. You could have woken up for a second. You could have been reading, could have been whatever. But don't give me this illusion that, oh yeah, he died peacefully from a massive heart attack in his bed. Got a feeling he felt it. Just saying. Maybe only been for a little bit. But whatever. Anyways, funeral is going to be June 17th. Is there anything else about him? Nope. Covered him quite a bit. Massive heart attack. All right, that's it for Lucky Unlucky. We'll keep our eyes on that. Let's go to Clown World. I only got one Clown World this week. And it's stupid, but I gotta run it because I don't want to shortchange you guys and say that there's no such thing as nothing funny or ridiculous. This one is from, again, Britain. Daily Mail. Remember, anything Elon says, anything that he says, I don't care what it is. He could be talking about what sort of jam he puts on his freaking toast. They're going to give it a headline. But in this case, Elon This is a response. This is a reaction to a reaction. He should look at himself in the mirror. Taylor Swift fans slam Elon Musk after he compares the singer, Taylor Swift, to Napoleon Dynamite in drag. And yet another bizarre Twitter rant. Let's read a little bit of this, shall we? Taylor Swift fans have been left furious after Elon Musk. Hang on, I got an ad popped up. After he mocked the songstress looks, comparing her to the movie character Napoleon Dynamite in drag, and yet another bizarre social media rant. That's because every time he makes a social media rant, you run a story on it. You can't help yourself. The CEO, 51, shared a snap of the Bad Blood songstress, who's 33, next to actor John Heder in the 2004 comedy with his ginger perm and thick glasses. He goes, I'm a Taylor Swift fan, of course, but how do we know for sure they're different people? Yeah, I got to admit, that is a pretty...
It's so fun. I saw this. I thought it was funny, too.
Furious fans rushed to slam the businessman, with one writing, he should look at himself in a mirror. Worry about that. Yep. So, he's so bitter that she doesn't acknowledge him. He needs her attention so bad, blah, blah, blah. Can he just leave the earth? Another said, he's gone too far. I'm tired of Elon.
Oh,
Yep.
I love being an objective observer between these two sides when they start fighting. It's funny. For me, it's funny when they're both just...
It is funny. I mean, come on. I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Taylor after that whole was it Kanye that went up during one of her first awards and grabbed it from her because he thought...
That's right. I forgot about that. These people are insane.
I remember. I mean, she was so innocent back then, and she's just on stage, and the trophy gets grabbed, and she doesn't know what the hell's happening. It's like, who just grabbed it? Was it a producer's assistant?
I don't think she was innocent back then. Maybe Kanye knew something we didn't, and that's why he didn't. He's like, everybody think this white girl's so innocent. He's like, psh.
No. He was mad because they were playing favorites, and he was claiming racism that they gave her the award.
He's such a blowhard.
Don't
Who cares what Kanye says anyway? Who cares what any of them say? It's funny that they all just fight with each other about, who's more special. They're all just a bunch of narcissistic egomaniac a-holes anyway.
Yep. Anyway, this story goes on for a while, but we're not going to really talk about it. Again, Elon can say anything he wants, and people, there's a group. I mean, you want to talk about a cult following? There's a group that follows Elon like he seriously is one notch down from the second coming.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, I go on Twitter. I follow Elon. He just types a period. One time not even that long ago, if you go, maybe it's still there. He types a period. That's it, just a dot, and he gets 10,000 replies. I mean, I'm not kidding.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I do not doubt it.
More than, it was like beyond 10,000, like 12. It was beyond that. It was like just thousands and thousands of replies. All he had to do was type a period and hit enter, and the replies just flowed.
They have built him up to where, again, the myth, larger than life, that he just dispenses sage-like wisdom with the ultimate brevity, like that period you're talking about. I'm sure there are people at home who are going, that's just profound. Like art critics. They're looking at a painting that makes no sense to 99% of the people, but they're looking at it going, that's sublime. Can't you see what he's trying to portray here? There's so much depth, the complexity, the aspects. I can't even count them all. Yeah. Again, I will repeat this for the people that don't know. He is not Tony Stark. As much as the media would like him to be Tony Stark, he's not. He didn't create Tesla. He didn't create PayPal. He did even SpaceX. He absolutely has nothing to do with it. Nothing on the engineering side at all. If he was so confident in his stuff, he would be going to the moon. He's not that old. He absolutely should be, if it was Richard Branson would be like, oh yeah, I'm totally getting on this. But Richard's what, 80 now?
Okay, so I went and I found the tweet. It is just a period. It has 23.8 thousand retweets.
Oh my God.
323.7 thousand likes. And I don't even know how many comments. 71.3 million views.
Is it just a period, or is it a period in
I
brackets? Is it in parentheses? It's just a period.
It's just a period, I swear.
Oh, sweet mother of God. Again, you know me, I try to stay positive, but I hate him.
It's so stupid.
I just hate this guy.
This is kind of shit that makes me like, makes me lose hope.
Yeah, and you know what? I hope somebody grabs
this.
I would hope that somebody sends it and somebody runs a quick thing saying flat earthers hate you. Because your space program, at least NASA, we could understand, we could respect the scope of it, the scope of the deception. But the SpaceX program is a Barnum and Bailey production of NASA. It is utter lunacy. I mean, the television show Space Force has more credibility than the SpaceX program. The fact that you would get all your freaking lemmings in that big area and have them just cheering like seals cheering for fish while this thing's going up and then detonates, and then you cut camera because it's like, well, we can't have them keep cheering. The rocket exploded. Why were they cheering in the first place? They didn't even just and I'm sorry, as much, again, you've heard me say this, as much as I'd liked him to go away, I know that they'd find somebody else. It just saddens me. You remember Karen, the movie Armageddon from years ago?
Yes.
There was a rant that Bruce Willis did when they dragged him into the hangar and they were showing him the drilling rig, right? And he went on this rant against Billy Bob Thornton. It's like, and this is the plan? This is the best you could come up with? You're NASA, for God's sakes. You guys come up with shit and ideas. It's like, and you guys have guys to back you up. This is the best you guys have. He was just incredulous about it, and that's how I feel when I see him in the news. It's like, this is the best you could come up with. This guy, and it really is. The sad thing is that I don't know if there's anybody else that even comes close right now. Thank God the election's coming up. Once the trial starts with Trump, we can get back to normal lunacy.
The trial? Well, they're not doing debates.
No.
Remember that?
No, they're not. No, but what they will be doing differently.
Biden's not.
I don't want to necessarily talk politics, but what I think will be interesting is that Trump will be doing his campaigning from the courthouse steps. He will not be doing a whistle stop tour. He will be in New York doing, in court a lot. And when he comes out, there'll be these throngs of reporters who'll be asking him questions. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm still running. And I'm doing this and defending myself at the same time. And that's the excuse. He doesn't have to go to cities. He doesn't have to do arenas. He can just do the courthouse steps.
Cheers, Marty. Marty Leeds is in the chat, and he says the original Star Trek series was more convincing than SpaceX.
Yes. SpaceX is awful. I mean, the Artemis 2. See, I understood the timeline, which was the Artemis 1 was never supposed to do anything. We were supposed to be in some major military theater right now, and we're not. And so it's like, well, we delayed Artemis 1 and we launched it around the moon and we smudged up the pictures. And then Artemis 2, which was already basically built, let's just turn it into a big fireworks show. And that's what they did. So Artemis 2 and Artemis 3, that should be kicked down the road for a long time. They come on.
Like forever?
Forever. You can't
like never ever gonna go.
Yeah, you can't go from 15% of our engines failed on ignition to, oh yeah, we're going around the moon with live people. Yeah, you can't claim that. Unless these people are going to be put into witness relocation. But Whatever. By the way, last thing before we got a little time before the break. When I was searching for flat Earth, and I was sorting, I was going through, by the way, sorting by 1 week. There's just so many. I can't even get through them all. There's so many. And by the way, normally there'd be a number. Remember, you could say sort by 1 week, and they tell you how many references, right? But remember, because of us, that whole number system is gone. Search results is now gone. YouTube will never tell you how many videos are out there because of us. That's not delusional. They did that back in 2018 because we were just screwing up the algorithm so terribly. But I was scrolling down a little bit and I ran into Dave McKeegan. He's one of the new trolls from Britain. You've run into this guy, right? You seen him? Dave McKeegan? Haven't seen him?
Maybe.
Here, let me post.
I'm not going to remember his name, even if I did see him.
Well, that's the name of his channel.
Whatever.
It's Dave McKeegan. I will. Here, let me post this in there. So the thumbnail for this, you could paste this into YouTube if you want. But the thumbnail for this I thought was very interesting because he goes into debunking the fake claims once and for all. And by the way, his channel, of course, has been ramping up. Is he at 80,000 yet? No. Slowly but surely, he's at like 72,000. Anyone who's a dedicated flat Earth troll.
Oh, they get lots of.
Yeah, you will hit six figures if you keep it up easily hit six figures. Which is, by the way, part of my speech, which is we're kind of, and this isn't spoilers or anything. You'll get this. It's amazing to me that our biggest channels barely crack six figures, and we've only got a few of them that crack six figures. But the amount of videos that have covered us the amount of hits are over 1 billion. The amount of just huge channels have covered this. And again, it's kind of the Chris Rock joke, which I love so much, which he was talking about the Spice Girls, which was he's calling Spice Girls. He goes kind of like heroin. He goes, nobody does it, but they're selling a lot of it. He goes, everybody. I mean, you look at the Spice Girls, and everybody owned their albums. The biggest women's group in history, right?
Did not.
Well, you didn't, but you have musical taste. But they were huge, just freaking monstrous. To where like the movie where they all came out in the movie was like a guaranteed thing. But to this day, I do not know anyone that owns a Spice Girl album. But they're out there. That they're sitting back somewhere, and people are jamming to them. But yeah, that's what flat Earth is.
Well, and some of the Spice Girls are still around doing stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
but flat Earth is that. I mean, there's tons and tons of people watching flat Earth videos and making flat Earth videos, but there's so very few. But there's so very few people that they're willing to plant the flag and say, "Oh yeah, totally into it." Whatever. Oh, anyway, so sorry. Last thing before we go to break. This Dave McKeegan guy, the thumbnail for this, debunking the fake claims once and for all, he photoshops himself in the middle of an ISS crew, right? And it's the worst shot you could choose because it's that one girl with the red polo shirt, and her hair is completely straight up like the Bride of Frankenstein.
Big thank you to Squarespace for
sorry.
The thumbnail is just hilarious. If you search for flat Earth and sort by week and scroll down, it's like the 5th or 6th one down. It's like, dude, you're killing your point right away, which is, of course, that's not what hair does in zero gravity. It's one of our oldest arguments about the ISS, which is hair flows like it would be in water. There's no reason for her hair to be absolutely straight up unless she was hanging upside down. So Dave McKeegan. I wish we had better.
Well, that was one of the worst ones, that whole scene.
Oh yeah, that whole crew, because you had the one guy grabbing the wire at the same time. Yeah, that whole section. I don't even remember the guy in the back. The guy with the short dark hair. I don't even remember him.
Have you look at this guy, the shirt he's wearing? He's got the flat Earth clock on his shirt. And it says time to debunk. What a dork.
Yeah. Yep. We need better trolls. We need bigger trolls. We need a mainstream troll. But I mean, I appreciate all the people that have made flat Earth videos and anti-flat Earth videos. over the last several years. There are a ton of them out there. People aren't shy about talking about us anymore. That's for sure. All right, we gotta get a break. We're gonna take your phone calls when we come back. So, phone number to call in is 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. Notice there are no odd numbers, and there's a secret message in the numbers. Numerology fans out there, like Marty Leeds. Yeah. Karen, let's go to the music, shall we?
We shall. Hey, are you a foodie? Are you looking for the best salsas and hot sauce to serve at your next Mexican cultural appropriation party? A salsa that will knock your guests on their rear ends? Or maybe you're just looking for that authentic roasted chili flavor. Imperio Salsa is small batch and handcrafted with choice non-GMO ingredients. It is legit my favorite salsa ever. Support your local flat earther and go to imperiosalsa.com and order some of the most authentic flavored salsa I have had in a very long time. Shipping is included on all USA orders, and oh, look at this. The more you order, the more you save. They have some of the best seasonings that go great on your homemade guacamoles and quesadillas or whatever you like. They are the bomb. Season your meat with it. Season everything with it. Go get it. Keep it flat. Eat my salsa.
Vegas.
What are you talking about, Vegas?
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
What do you mean, Vegas?
Vegas, Las Vegas.
I'm not going to no Vegas.
Yeah, I think, you know what, man? We're going to go to Vegas, and...
When are we going to Vegas?
We're gonna give Daddy the Rain Man suite. Do you dig that? We're going to Vegas, Mike. Vegas! You think we get there by midnight? Honey, we're gonna be up 500 by midnight. Yeah, Vegas! Vegas, baby, Vegas!
When you're in love, I feel your touch. I think of
One thing to remember here, if you're making still water, it's always flat, always level. So every little line that you put in it must be basically flat. You can go anywhere you want to go with it, but you have to keep them straight. still water. It's always flat, always level.
I'm in a cult. 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 I'm at the Grove, Bohemian. I drink the juice, the chocolate milk, the holy cow. I wear the sneaks, tip up the beak, man, the 33.
Welcome back to Strange Worlds, part 3 of 4. It's you, me, and Karen B, and sometimes Peanut Gallery, who has a lovely Las Vegas background happening right now. Very, very nice.
Does he?
All right. Phone number to call in is 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. Where, you know what? Let's go to 646. Manhattan to start. What are we doing?
What are you guys doing?
Well, it's Tuesday. You know, we do this little thing that we've been doing for.
You guys still talking about fucking the shape of the earth? Is that what we're doing this week?
No.
You know, for 411 weeks. Yeah.
Please, just any sort of other fucking topic other than the flat earth, man. You got something. Come on, Karen, you got this.
I don't respond well to being put on the spot.
Yeah, see? She could, although Karen's got all sorts of stuff. Karen could talk about rock music. She could talk about
And talk about stuff.
tattoos.
Talk about Bigfoot.
I can do some
Talk
rock
about Bigfoot. Talk
I
about
can talk
guns.
some rock music.
Well, yeah, you could talk a little bit about music. Sure.
Did you guys get that? Did you guys see that thing that went around today? I sent it to both of you. The guy talking about Antarctica. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I did. I responded to you. What was his name? Was it Eric Hecker? Is that his name?
Yeah, there was a bunch of little truth bullets in it, both truth and propaganda. And it was he actually mentioned the Antarctic Treaty. That's the first time I'd actually seen
I think he is riding on our coattails. I listened to one of his interviews. He's getting interviewed a lot by different conspiracy podcasts. I listened to one of them in the background, didn't know anything, went in completely blind. And I am just not feeling it. I do not feel the conviction. I don't feel anything. I think he's just click grabbing. That's all he's doing. He came up with a story.
He said a couple of things that were just kind of off-putting. Whenever I hear the word off-world, I'm like, just fuck off. I don't need that shit. Don't give me this off-world bullshit.
Yeah.
But then he also dropped the Antarctic Treaty, and I was like, okay, so he's mixing that together. So he wants more fucking plays on his whatever the fuck he's getting up to, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's just using.
It was weird.
He's using our stuff. Anyone that uses the Antarctic Treaty will pick up some of our people, of course, because we're the only people that look at the Antarctic Treaty. But to say that, oh no, he lived and worked down there and he was a contractor, and when you do a thing where you're actually putting Antarctica patches on the breast sections of your jacket, nope. Nope. So they're in camera. No,
Yeah.
sorry. Nope, not buying it. Not buying it.
Yeah, I think that's probably what that was. That was the hot topic today.
So
somebody in chat is asking about Mark Devlin. Oh yeah, Mark Devlin. I've been talking to him for a long time. He was that epic guy. If you guys don't know what this was. He was the first guy in the UK that just absolutely launched on the masks thing and the standing 6 feet apart thing. He was just basically ranting in a parking lot in a grocery store in the UK.
Yeah.
Dude, it's pretty rad. He's going to be in Vegas. Pretty excited about that.
Awesome.
I'll get to meet him for the first time.
Yeah. And Mark's been around for a long time. He's been talking about stuff for a while.
Yeah.
I first met Mark in 2019 at the Flat Earth Conference in Amsterdam. So that's the last time I saw him. So well, yeah, he's going to be with us in Vegas. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah.
Fun. Yay. I don't know. That's all I had. I just want to say hi.
Well, you're not gonna bring up the UFO thing?
Oh right. Well, which one?
The Vegas one. Since we're on Vegas. where
Vegas
the
thing?
people supposedly the body cams of some law enforcement officers saw a lit object
Oh,
land
I saw that shit.
in a rural area, and then somebody in that area called the cops and said there were 8-foot tall beings walking around, and
Yeah.
there's no video.
I mean, they're ramping up the UFO fucking predictive programming so fast right now.
Yeah.
It's like you have this stuff on CNN, you have all these things, and everyone's like, it's coming, it's coming. It's like, dude, this is just total predictive programming. It's like they're dropping the little seeds on the little programs. And I think like a lot of people that are in this community, we believe that there's things flying up there that we don't understand. They're not from fucking space, people. We don't know where they're from, but they're around here, whatever they are.
They're not from Mars and Jupiter and Venus and
outer lands or
Uranus.
No, they're just probably we're the suckers. We don't have the good technology. The people with the good drugs, it's outside of Antarctica.
I'm sorry. I've heard it so many times over the years that look, unless a ship drops down in the field out there, right outside this window, I'm not even going to pay attention to it. I'm just not. Like, nope.
Yeah. And the latest one I heard was like they're going to use Project Bluebeam, but they'll actually have an actual, regular airplane inside of that thing, which will be launching munition, which would be inside of the the actual Bluebeam thing.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen one of these Bluebeam like projections in real life. I've only seen it on TV. So like I think they can do it, but like you see these things where whales are flying around Dubai, like up in the sky. Well, I don't know if they didn't just do that on the screen.
Exactly.
But have you seen any of these like real life 3D things?
Nope. No, but the closest I ever thought.
I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I don't know.
I mean, like where they're showing them in Dubai and stuff with whales in the sky and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like they show it, but that's like that could be CGI right on the screen, and we're all like just kind of hovering around this whole thing. The whole was it Werner von Braun's assistant that said this is how it's going to end, and so it's kind of shaping up like that. But like I think they know that we know that they know that we know that they know that we know. So it's like it's going to get even weirder.
Like that was their plan A.
And it's like, okay,
look,
now they know we're gonna do this thing, so we got to do this.
I think they've been dragging their feet because it would be if I was a group that was trying to fake it, that's a tough thing to fake. You got to have it absolutely perfect because everybody's got their cameras. I mean, when you put it in front of a group of people, almost everybody's going to pull up their phone and start shooting it. And unless everything jibes from all angles, you're screwed. So
the Twitter feeds today, though, were just all about. I actually have seen for the first time, and it's nice to see it just so like we can deflect in case something like that happens. There's so many people that know now this is going to be a false flag. This is going to be a false flag thing, and you keep seeing them pop up on several different boards that I'm on. It's nice to know. I don't know what that actually is, but at least people are now aware of it. So like, if they tried to pull some sort of bullshit like that, everyone's gonna be like, right, motherfucker, right, we see you, we see you, So like, that's a little bit like refreshing. I mean, it's getting a little bit, twisty out there though. There's a lot of stuff that happens. I couldn't even catch up on it.
I'm just not gonna get my hopes up. I've gotten to. Yeah, remember I was following that stuff all the way back to Nibiru back in the day. So
I've been a ufologist for like ever. I've seen things that didn't make sense to me in the sky. I know what I saw. It was weird. But
hey, dude, I've seen them too. But they're not landing for various reasons.
No.
I think mostly protocol. But if somebody, but the problem
How about that chump that came out last week and like said the same thing that every single guy that's been a whistleblower in like government's always said. I can't remember his name. That was the big news. Maybe you covered him last week, but he was like, yeah, we have recovered aircraft. And then Tucker, he covered it in his like second, people, 180 million people second Twitter episode. And he said UFO. So I'm like, okay, come on. What are we doing here?
11/11.
11/11. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. We'll see. I just got a feeling that if one comes out, you're not going to be able to do an isolated incident because it's going to be like the Tiger Woods cocktail waitress syndrome. Once the first cocktail waitress comes out, they're all coming out. So you get one ship to come out, it's like, come on, what the rest are just going to hold back? Heck no.
Yeah.
It's a freaking free for all. Let's do it.
So much to it.
But
I know. I mean, I do. I pick up every single time a UFO thing comes up. I pick up on it and I make a mental note of it because the frequency of how these things come out. You're like, okay, so we've been through predictive programming long enough. We can see if it gets higher than a certain frequency, there might be something to it. But in the meantime, I'm not gonna fucking fret it that much, man. I'm just gonna chill out. Anyway, love you guys. I'm gonna pop
all right,
off.
man. Have a good one.
Right on.
Okay. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Vegas, baby.
Vegas, baby. We're gonna go from there to 417. 417, you are unmuted. What's happening?
Hey, did you say 417?
The fact that I'm talking to you probably is a good indicator that your line is unmuted.
Well, I was listening. I didn't hear we're going to 417.
Yeah, but you heard line unmuted. That's what it does when I check the box. It says line unmuted.
Listen, Mark, I was about to call you direct. Because you know what? This is to Karen. Hey, you might not have never owned any. What was them broads called again? Spice Girls. Yeah, them broads. But you know what?
What?
Are you gonna be my lover? Oh, you know it. You know it.
Hey, man. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I really don't want to hear that
What
song.
you really, really want. I want to know.
See, everybody knows the lyrics to these songs. I never hear them on the radio anymore.
Did you supposed to let Karen sing it because she doesn't want to admit it, but she still knows it?
No.
Oh, that's right.
No. Karen's a rocker chick. She's hardcore. No, Spice Girls
really don't.
Spice Girls is pure pop. I mean, pure, unfiltered, 100% pure. It's not. Spice Girls is the ultimate pop. Come on. They took the boy band formula and turned it into a British female group, and it worked. Go figure.
And they use sexy bitches. Well,
there you go.
mostly sexy bitches.
There you go. And one of them married a soccer star.
Hey, that's why they're the Spice Girls, because they kind of spice it up. You kind of had Baby Spice. She was a little bit on the thick side of things, but she was still cute. Then you had Sporty Spice and Scary Spice. Why does Scary Spice got to be black? That's kind of weird to me. Are we afraid of black people? Is that why she was scary?
It's different. It's different in the UK. That's a whole different thing.
I was trying to put together like 6 different things the whole time while I was sitting on hold, because I was listening to the radio, and then I was listening to you guys, and then I was listening to the other guy, and man, I had all these other I should have wrote the shit down.
That's okay.
But anyway, I just wanted to call, and that's why I was going to come to you direct, because like the Spice Girl thing, it had to be dealt with right then. That's why I was just going to call direct.
Thanks, man. And by the way, there might be a flaw in your logic. So you're going to call me on this cell phone during the show?
I did 2 weeks ago, and you answered.
I answered on the air.
Yeah, it was the one day you were like talking to. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, where I told people to call the number.
Yeah, and so I called, and then I called again, and then I called the show, and we had a big laugh on it. But anyway, there was something else I was going to bring up. That guy was talking. Oh, Alien. Yeah. I've seen what people would consider. Well, I'm going to call it reverse engineered craft.
Okay.
Okay, you know, like the silver, like they're like the really long, like triangular. I forget. Is it an obtuse triangle?
What?
No, that's the fat ones, right? They're obtuse. Fat.
Wait. Why do you think they were reverse engineered? Why do you think they're ours? Why don't you think they're another civilizations? Just a feeling you got?
Well, I'm kind of in the non-religious scripture studies.
And
So I don't believe in aliens.
that's fine.
You think they're demons?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
I human technology, and that's what they're getting it from. It's just like the whole black cube stuff, like Geordie Rhodes and stuff like that. Like
Oh God, the
what they
AI
call it,
guy.
the great ones or whatever.
All right.
So it's technology that's beyond us, but there are beings giving it to us. Anyway, I seen like one of them silver, like real long triangular. Can somebody help me with the 3 types of
That's okay. Just as silver long triangle, totally get it.
Isosceles triangle.
There you go.
Right
You
triangle.
got obtuse, isosceles.
I don't think it's obtuse.
It's the one that's like all the sides are the same.
Isosceles.
Isosceles.
That's an isosceles triangle.
Anyway, it was one of the really long triangular shaped alien crap. But I seen it. I was at an airport, and I was hanging out with 7 other pilots. I was at a AEE meeting, or EAA, Experimental Aircraft Association.
Oh,
right.
And so we were all just sitting around at the airport talking and stuff. We were looking at the sky, and then somebody said, "Hey, look at that," and we all seen it.
All right.
So seven of us. We looked up. It was nothing like a plane, and we could all see it. We all see.
Hey, before I let you go, because it is a call-in show, this is a burning question in my head. What airport was this at?
Oh, this was a little small town airport. No, but this thing was way up in the sky. This wasn't just like right over our heads or anything. This was like way up, cruising fast.
Cool. Hey, I'm not going to doubt you on that. I've seen a lot of stuff myself, usually at night with night vision binoculars, but cool. Good for you. It's great.
But there was 7 other dudes with me.
I believe you.
This is before I was this is before I was even a flat earther. We just looked up in the sky because, hey, it's a bunch of pilots that like to fly, and so we're looking at the sky. And they were telling me how to be able to fly without getting my license.
That's a great idea. I highly recommend looking into that. Okay, hey man, I gotta let you go because it is a call-in show. But thank you, and stay safe. Okay. All right, I had to mute him, and he probably doesn't even know he's muted. Karen. When did you get sound effects?
I've had them.
And you were waiting to use that one?
No, but well, for that guy, I kind of was.
We've been doing this for how long? And all of a sudden you just pull that one out of your pocket? What else you got in there? All sorts of fun stuff?
Yeah.
Oh God. Well,
I can put whatever I want in it. It's fun.
All right. Let's pick up. You know what? Let's follow that with Jan from Dallas. Jan, put us back on course. What's happening?
Thanks a lot, Larry. Hello, Mark, Karen, and hi to Peanut. Speaking of 2018, I have to give my Justify horse that maintains the Triple Crown from 2018. And I think it's God's way of talking to us about justice coming to the world, especially God bless America. And I think it'd be really cool if he would get some justice about this earth that he created and its shape, and it's not moving. And maybe this year. And
cool. I hope so.
You don't think so?
No, I hope so. I think it'd be great. I'd love it.
Yeah, I think if anybody does deserve justice, he does. And I wanted to say tomorrow, the 14th, is three things. It's President Trump's birthday. It's Flag Day, and it's also for the gunner, Brian.
Yeah, Master Gunner.
The Army. It's the year before the Flag Day. The Army was invented or founded, I should say.
It's the anniversary of the Army. Wow, pretty cool.
A year before, I believe it was a year before Flag Day. A year before Flag Day. Yeah.
I didn't realize that tomorrow was Flag Day.
Yes, it is. It's the 14th.
All right.
You probably didn't know it was President Trump's birthday either, did you?
I didn't, but I don't generally follow people's birthdays, no matter who it is.
Oh, okay. Including mine.
Jan, you don't age, so
Jan doesn't have birthdays.
Jan doesn't have birthdays. She's always in the present. Just is.
Well, I do love the number 22 for many reasons, and that's one of them. And before I forget, I wanted to say hello to Miss Belarus. I think about her. You mentioned her, Mark, and I think about her all the time and her countrymen over there. And so I think also Ron Braun, the last car that Cal Roslin said he talked about was the alien people and all that. Yeah. And I saw one, a friend of mine and I, several years ago. I mentioned it to Skiba on his show, and it was like a beautiful, beautiful diamond in the sky. It was during the day, only it was even brighter than the sun could make it. And then it sped off and disappeared completely. Oh. And and I would like to say hello to John and William and Jan and Danielle, Ginger, and Jill and Grant, and hope all is well with with Rob's family and Dan. And I think that was it. So thank you for letting me say hello.
Well, thank you, Jan. It's always nice to hear from you.
Thank you, Jan.
Thank you, Karen.
All right. Well, have a good night.
Okay, you guys too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Always nice to talk to Jan.
Always nice to talk to Jan.
Real quick, by the way, on that Vegas thing. I appreciate all the people that sent me emails about the 8-foot-tall beans that supposedly were in a guy's backyard. And the kid that called into 911. I do. But there was no, the old saying, Karen, if it's on the internet, if there's no video nowadays, beforehand, it was like, if there's no pics, then it's not real. Now, if there's no video that we can, it's unavailable.
Nothing for us to chew on. Like, what is this?
Yeah,
nonsense.
You can't record you calling 911 and then passing that off as real just because the cops that night also saw a light in the distance.
What do you think though, Mark? Maybe it's like the precursor to like a bigger event. Maybe they're gonna do a couple of like a nibble here, a nibble there, and then it's gonna be like the big one.
That would be, hey, you know me, I'm all for it. I'd love.
Oh my!
But,
where's my popcorn?
Yeah, but exactly. Just give me a big tub of popcorn, and I'll just sit here in front of the monitor. It's like, oh, this is freaking great. Are there cars on fire? I hope there's cars on fire. But this one just act. I am still dying to figure out why nobody caught, because I know that sound effect, that whole act, from Mars Attacks. That was a Jerry. I'm a big audiophile, and that was a Jerry Lewis line from a movie where I think he was being choked. or something along those lines. Jerry Lewis had a lot of funny voices and
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
going all the way back and I'm pretty sure nobody caught it. It's like that was not an original sound, and considering the whole narrative of the Mars Attacks movie, it was so cheesy and so campy. It's like, of course that's what they used. That's the only voice they used. The entire whatever. Anyway, so yeah, again, I appreciate the enthusiasm. Look, I get it, right? You put one and one where the body cam, the cops are like, oh yeah, I saw a light in the distance. Cops are probably telling the truth. Maybe there was a light in the distance. But if something lands in a Gen Z's backyard, there would be so many phones out recording things because it is the most valuable piece of video footage in existence. Right then and there, you have it. You've got the brass freaking ring, and there's no footage at all. You're not even claiming you shot footage. That's the part that gets me. It's like, get some freaking flashlights, turn on the floods, park a car, turn on your headlights, do something. Just don't call the cops and say, oh, there's several 8-foot thin beings walking around in my backyard.
I just got that flash of the scene from that movie, The Gremlins, in my head, where he's calling him and he's like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of little green men. Ha ha ha, right now, yeah.
I mean, the first thing the dispatch is going to think is the person's on drugs. But whatever. Look, it's like, just you shoot the footage. Everybody knows nowadays. Nobody cares unless it's on video anymore. It's got to be on video, or it has almost no impact at all. Yes, it got the rounds, sure, but only because the cops had body cams, some light in the distance. Like, yeah, we've seen that before. All right, we're going to break. Then we come back. We're going to pick up 904. We're going to pick up 818. We're going to pick up 785 and anybody else behind them. So, Karen, wow, we already are final break. Final break. Here we go.
Where is the curvature?
Alpha 33, target is on property, approaching food trailer.
Engage Delta 9.
Roger. Alpha 33 descending.
Hey, I know you.
They might be listening.
CIA?
Maybe.
Aliens?
Probably.
Globalists?
Definitely. I may have already said too much.
We have what you need.
Really?
It's flat
I'm listening.
and round
Go on.
and delicious.
Tell me the secret. I see the truth in it.
I thought you might.
This truly is a special place.
Yeah, we like to think so.
Will you be here tomorrow?
We move around quite a bit.
Ah, a mobile command center. A strong strategy. I like where your head's at.
Anything else?
I was never here.
package intercept. Copy that, Alpha 33. Come on back, let's eat.
Long live Flat Earth.
Long live Flat Earth!
Welcome back to Strange World, part 4 of 4. Yeah, it's the last segment to call in, so don't miss out. It's you, me, Karen B, sometimes Peanut, sometimes. Peanut, you're watching on a different monitor now, aren't you? We're not on a different monitor? You're just listening? The background. Oh, you're dealing with the family. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on over there. All right.
The camera's out of focus, Mark.
The what?
Focus.
Really?
Yes. A little bit.
Still? Peanut, am I out of focus?
No, you're better now.
Okay. You remember we've done some improvements over here, and the camera's like, yeah, we don't want to track him.
You're actually using the app now, right? For Zoom, you're not doing the
yes.
one thing.
Yeah, actually, the app changes a lot of stuff. The app makes it a lot better. I had no idea.
It does make it better, yes.
It does. All right. Let's go to, we're going to pick up 904 first, probably out in Florida. 904, Belly Music Journey. What's happening?
Hey, wait, what's up?
Well, Tuesday night.
Oh.
Doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's a good show so far. I'm enjoying it. And I wanted to call in and mention that I've been arrested in many countries. I just want to give a little advice on how to handle that.
Sure.
Yeah. Because that was before, I mentioned the flat earth. So the price of being arrested in Mexico has gone up from about $20 to $60. So if you don't want to go to jail, you got to leave about $60 down there.
That's good to know.
Make that one simple because you guys need to know that. It's close by.
Oh.
Yeah.
In Indonesia, it's still about $10.
Wait, what?
Whoa. Indonesia, isn't that where they cane people?
No, Karen. I lived there, 5 years. You're thinking of Singapore.
Yeah, that's not Indonesia. Is it different?
No, I don't want to live there. No, Singapore, it's still British rule, basically. And that's the one where you spit on the sidewalk and you get caned.
Is that Peanut? Look up, when was that caning incident some years ago?
That was in the 90s, dude. I was in high school.
Yeah, that was kind of a big deal. Being caned.
That dude who got caned for graffiti.
Yeah, he deserved it. He did. It's like a corporal punishment. It's weird. We can lock people up forever. Corporal punishment. Oh no, that's out of bounds. It's like, really? Come on.
Yeah, well, there's a point to this. When did you get arraigned, and then did you have to sit in jail, or did you never have to do anything, Mark, after the alleged producing, inflammable, whatever you call it?
When I made a legal, dude, you can say it. It's not a secret story. Oh, 1994, by the way, was when the caning. Yeah. In fact, Weird Al Yankovic made a song about it. I had no idea. The you mean when I made illegal fireworks for a living when I was on campus out in Washington State?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
no, I was.
That up. I want to see it.
I was indicted federally, pled guilty.
Holy.
Yeah. Well, it's a federal thing. It's not local or state. It's ATF. It's full blown ATF.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and I pled
Well,
guilty.
that wasn't in the Everett Herald that just published last week that we all have to be aware that the whole Northwest is going to burn down this year.
It was in all the.
Tell me what else
it was,
the
it
Everett
was in
Herald
all the
didn't
local
say.
papers, by the way. All the local papers covered it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Do you have any of those papers? Did you save any of them?
I got one from Bellingham. Yeah, lying around. Yeah.
Okay. But did you have
a-
to spend the night in the slammer, or did they just
No.
bail
Okay.
you out right away?
Okay. First off, if anyone wants to know it is a long story. You want the whole full blown edition? It is literally the episode 1 of Strange World called Fireworks. You could. It's just me getting disclosure out there right away, so nobody comes back and says, I looked up the history on this guy, but no, I was. As a matter of fact, it's very much like television in that if they don't think you're a flight risk, they don't put you in the slammer. They what they do is they collect all the evidence and then they go to the prosecutor and they say, okay, do you want to indict? Do you want to take this case forward? And it took them a year. So I was like screwing around Seattle for an entire year, and then I got a phone call from my attorney saying, oh yeah, by the way, they're moving forward with the indictment. It's like, oh, that's a pain in the ass. So then everything happened very, very quick, and I pled out, and then started working for the agency, and here I am. No. I pled out and got probation. That was basically it, because it was fireworks. Your first offense, by the way, if you get hit for illegal fireworks, a lot of people don't know this, is it's covered completely in that video, is very minor. It's a slap on the wrist, absolute slap on the wrist. However, if you go back and do it again, you will do a minimum 5 years. Minimum 5 years.
So they told you, they're like, no, you come back here.
Yeah. They tell a lot of young guys. Because remember, I was barely 21. I mean, most of my work was done in my teens, and then they waited till I was 21 before they hit me. And they said, did
your Freemasonic grandpa help select a judge for that, or was it all just random?
No. The first judge, I just happened to be, again, I lucked out. The first judge, there's only 5 federal judges in the entire Northwest, and one of them lives on a beach just a few miles away from here. And he actually went to one of my last 4th of July parties. He actually donated money to the cause. And in fact, not only that, not make it even worse, probably one of his sons dated my sister briefly in college. So it was like,
I think I know who he is, but you don't have to say his name on the air.
So I had to go back to my attorney. Once we found out who it was, I go, wait, is this the same guy? Blah, blah, blah. And she goes, ooh, that could be a conflict of interest. I go, you better ask him. He turned it down. He turned down the case, which was fine. And so they picked a different one. And I knew her too. She and I were both judges at a chili contest some years earlier at some beach. Anyway, it was just a weird series of events, but it's a great story. So if you guys want, please listen to Strange World episode 1. I had like 3 glasses of wine and just.
Okay, I will. That's a great island story.
It is a great island story.
I will.
It's fun, but yes.
I wanted you to make.
There was no alleged anything.
That's how the Everett Herald is putting out a lot of propaganda right now.
Gotcha. There was no alleged. I want to be as transparent as possible. I absolutely did it. I was there. I was guilty as sin. I broke every rule you could possibly think of in that arena. So this miracle. It's not just a miracle that I'm talking to you legally. It's a miracle that I didn't blow myself to kingdom come multiple times over. I mean, I made some huge errors, huge, fantastic errors in those areas.
You were meant for greater things, Mark.
Apparently.
Were you always
I am a
back then
what
were you doing that as a scientist, or were you like under the influence of various substances and you were just having fun?
No, I'm just a big pyro. I'm a huge pyro, and my family encouraged creativity.
Just enjoyed the science and the pyro part of it.
I did. I loved chemistry. I was good at chemistry. And so I would come up with all these neat little side avenues, and it was fun. And then all of a sudden, when I was in university, some Native American came to me and said, dude, you can make money doing this. And I go, the what now? It's like, what do you mean? You're telling a
That
broke
makes sense.
college
There's a
kid.
lot in Bellingham, there's a lot of Native Americans.
Huge amount. I mean, that whole corridor is surrounded by Native Americans. And by that, I mean casino Americans. I mean, it's just wall to wall. The Northwest is just huge tracts of Native American sections. And I mean, we bought Seattle from them, to give you just an example. And that area was named after the chief's self, named after the chief that sold it to us. So anyway, anything else I can do for you? I don't want to go down memory lane,
because you got people complaining in the chat that we don't talk about flat. It's flat and enclosed.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. So that's why we talk about other things too, to save people's lives.
Yes, but if you want to know, one of the people,
I want to save people's lives, and don't answer any questions when you get pulled over. But 20 or 40 or 60 might do some work in foreign countries. The United States, I don't recommend it. Obviously.
You're saying that bribes work overseas.
Bribes work everywhere but the United States.
Isn't that weird?
They have less corruption. The corruption is on the U.S. side. They need billions.
Yeah.
Through big pharma.
Yeah, exactly.
And overseas, it's simple.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you.
All right. I'll be listening.
All right.
All right.
All right. See you, man.
Hey, shout out to 505 who didn't call in yet.
Okay.
And Jan for calling in.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right. See you, man. Bye.
Yes.
Again, anyone wants to know? No, I am not shy about telling people that. I mean, as even though I am called a nice guy a lot, I am a huge enabler, which is kind of nice, taking it to the furthest extreme.
You're definitely an enabler. I can vouch for this.
Huge enabler.
Huge enabler.
Huge enabler. And I can sometimes be a bad influence, because if I'll put a happy spin on things. Well, I mean, one of the reasons why I had 30-something people working for me, at this fireworks thing when I was doing it on campus, is because it's like I had a positive attitude about it. It's like, yeah, we're going to make some money. We're going to make some fireworks. The Indians get what they want. The consumers get what they want. You guys get paid. It's a win-win-win.
Yeah.
I'll do all the hard work. I'll do the heavy lifting. And people are like, yeah, I'm on board. And we did. We had a hell of a first year. And then a girl ratted me out because
yeah.
All
right.
Always comes down to a woman, doesn't it?
And that concludes the Midnight Express segment.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen. Anyone wants to follow up to that, you can join my Blue Channel membership or my OnlyFans page. All right, let's go to 818 down in Los Angeles. I know who this is because he's going to be doing the meetup down on.
How you doing, Mark Sargent and Karen B? How are you?
Hey, what's happening, man?
Not too much. Just confirming I'm gonna pick you up at the airport next week.
Thursday. Yeah, Thursday night.
Right?
Yep. Same flight, same airport.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Really calling in?
We're right here. I'm in Lotus.
The what?
We're doing some white rafting.
What?
So I'm just doing some rafting at the river. It's really exciting. Putting my life on the line here.
Oh, you're not home. You're
I'm
actually
doing some activism.
You're actually rafting right now.
No, I'm not home. Yes, in the river up north. Oh my God, it's the most dangerous right now. There has so much snow, and I'm having a great time here. My wife loves it, and we survived the rapids. With one more day tomorrow, and
so I may or may not be picked up by you, depending on how that goes.
For sure, you will be.
Okay.
It's not as dangerous as doing activism, by the way.
Sure, of course you are. Why wouldn't you? Because you've got a captive audience. You got other people in the raft with you. They can't go anywhere. So
That's right. Anyway, anyway, about this UFO, I think that's just more food for the CGI glove zombies that are
There you go.
mesmerized with this
There you go.
tumbling, spinning ball.
Yep. If there's a spaceship, there's got to be space. Yep. Why not?
Right. But, for me, it's just another opportunity to tell these people, you know what, bro, it's extra terra. How do we know they are not, subjugating another land somewhere else beyond the wall and indoctrinating a bunch of babies out there and letting, just probably mutating them, making them look ugly. And, we're being ruled by some really sick individuals. I call them pedivores.
Pedivores?
Anyway, we're breaking free. Pedivores.
Nice.
They're celebrating the Abomination Month, so.
Yep. By the way,
we'll see. We'll be.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, we're getting a lot of people signing up for our potluck Northern Solstice celebration. It's going to be a great event. People are looking forward to meet you and to ask you questions. So this time we're going to have a questions and answers section where you could be there with the DJ, with a microphone and addressing all their questions and concerns because we have a lot of newbies and need to.
Yeah, a microphone would help so I don't have to yell. So that's great.
Yeah, a little PA system. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And Karen, I wanted to ask you about, are we gonna have booths so we can sell merchandise at the Las Vegas show?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know how much room I'm gonna have for vendors and stuff yet. So if you want to possibly have a table or a spot there, email me and I'll put you on a list. I've got a handful of people that have asked me about it. So once I find out how much room I'm gonna have, I'm gonna start passing it out. First come, first serve.
Fantastic. Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll pay you. We'll pay you to give us a nice spot there. And I want to introduce my new circadian clock for humanity.
Nice.
I don't know if you ever heard the real, true organic time system is the Aztec or Mayan system where we don't have 24-hour. It's a 20-hour time system. Instead of 60 minutes an hour, it's a 72-minute hour. It's a more relaxed system. So we got a perfect 20-hour day. Beautiful system. We'll talk more about that at the meeting.
Yeah, I'm interested in hearing about that. I've heard about that before. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Fantastic. Well, you guys, I really love you and thank you for the show. It's the best in the world. And shout out to Alex Stein, the guy that confronted the basketball player, the guy that plays as a woman. That was exchanged with a merchant of debt. Alex is my favorite flat earther now.
Okay. I'm going to have to look this up.
Yeah, Alex Stein, just really doing a good job as a real reporter.
Okay.
He's been called a provocateur for asking questions.
Oh, I gotcha.
Anyway, guys.
All right, man. Hey, you have a good night, and I'll probably talk to you next week before
We'll
I
see
head
you
down.
next week.
Yep.
Take care.
All right,
I love
man.
you guys.
See ya.
All right.
Bye.
Cheers.
He meant to say Alex Stein, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
The same Alex who denied flat Earth on his own channel.
I know. We won't get into it. Okay, show. We're gonna run this down. We got at least 2 more calls. You know who I want to pick up first, though. He just called in just a minute ago. One of my best buddies from 425 area code, Ted. Ted, was it as magical for you as it was for me at the meetup?
It was beyond magical. It was everything I hoped for.
I know, right? There was laughter, there was tears, there was heavy breathing. It was wonderful.
Oh my God. We did it all.
I know. I wouldn't have thought that,
20 others around it.
I wouldn't have thought that Ted was a crier after intimacy, but he surprises me.
Hey, I get you get a little pushy there, Mark. You know it happens.
Anyway, but that one when we were setting up that shot, which I don't know if you've sent Karen the photograph yet. That one woman actually, remember, she was questioning us.
Yes, he sent it to me.
Oh, the one that one lady, she was like, so she's looking at me. She goes, oh, you're gay. No, she looks, oh, so Ted's gay. I go, no, he's not gay.
Oh no, you're gay. No, my gay. No.
No.
This is for pure entertainment.
Exactly. That and we're willing to learn. Anyway, what's going on, Ted? I gotta cut you pretty short because I still gotta get Zulu.
I know you got a big Puerto Rican in New York there who's angry all the time. Yes, exactly. I understand. I just hung out with like my good buddy that I haven't seen in about 5 years. I just got back home or my roommate's house here. But we hung out for a couple hours. We're chatting flat Earth. He actually wanted to meet you. He showed up to the meetup like at a little after 9 after basically everybody left. I'm like,
oh no,
to meet you. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch.
That's too bad. Before I let you go,
yeah, but he looks like he.
Go ahead.
Oh, he said he's gonna probably try and get his ass to Flat Soberfest this year, though.
I hope so.
Getting them all hyped up for it.
I hope so.
Oh, he needs to. He's like single. He's a good-looking guy. He's the same age as me. He's like 2 days apart from me. So all you players, ladies,
Right on.
Ew.
All right, so yeah. I should be throwing him my room number. That's what you're saying?
I guess if you want.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know if he's like you, like a bear who's like just if he's hungry, he's gonna eat, kind of thing.
God. Hey, by the way, real quick before I let you go, that one guy that worked for Caterpillar who was with the guy that hosted, he I can't remember the name of the card that he gave me. I sent him some links, and you know what he responded with when he emailed me? He goes, just so you know, I looked at your wiki page. It seemed tight and well put together. He goes, I'm leaning to the fact that you're probably working for the U.S. government or some 3-letter agency. It's like, what? He wasn't even one of us, right? He believed, he believed in some things, but he absolutely did not believe in flat Earth. And I was like, really? You met me. You actually talked to me for like 20-25 minutes. And because of my wiki page, which I had nothing to do with, that's like, oh, no, you're a government agent. It's like, come on.
That's why I block all those people. They don't think.
Page? The what? Apparently. Well, I didn't even know when it was created. Somebody made a wiki page for me. Believe it or not.
And it has the wrong birthday and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but the point was I didn't make it. Don't know who did. Thanks, I guess, to whoever did it, but great. I mean, I also have an IMDb page, which I didn't know I had. Anyway, I gotta let you go, Ted, because we gotta wrap this thing up.
Alrighty. Hot sex, y'all.
Hot sex. See ya. Bye, Ted. All right. We're gonna pick Zulu at the end. Here we go. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. Sometimes with Ted.
Yeah, New York. Hey, I'm not so angry today. I saw the picture of you and Ted. I thought it was cute.
I thought of that just on a whim. It's like, what can we shoot? I go, 2 straws in the same glass.
That was fucking cool. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was tougher than you might think, because if you don't have bendy straws, you really got to get close to each other. I mean, like we were like 3 inches apart. I was getting lost in his eyes. Anyway, what else you got, Zulu?
Oh my God, you're killing me. Wow.
I can't believe you just said that. Debbie Gibson's touring, by the way. She's like, did you know that?
What?
That's what you just quoted. You just quoted a Debbie Gibson song.
I get lost in your eyes.
I get lost in your eyes. Come on, you don't remember that?
No, the only Debbie Gibson song I know is the same.
You had that record next to your Spice Girl record.
No, I had her on a mixtape back in the day called Only in My Dreams, the remix edition. I had that. Only in my dreams.
Yeah.
No,
wow.
but she was very, very poppy. But no, I didn't. That was the only Debbie Gibson song I listened to at all.
Only that wasn't even as popular as "Shake Your Love." You don't remember "Shake Your Love"? I just can't shake
Can't
your
shake your
love.
love. Yeah, I knew that I was aware of that song, but it was not going on a mix. All right. I put her in the same categories like Taylor Dane. It's like, okay, we can one Taylor Dane song.
Yeah. Well, Taylor Dane. She's
Kind of
like
wondrous, right?
she's
Tell
like
me
the first iteration of Taylor Swift, almost. Kind of.
Yeah. Debbie Gibson was a work in progress, definitely.
Taylor.
But Taylor Swift, remember,
Yeah.
she started.
I
Taylor
heard
started
some
out as
guy was
country.
talking about.
What? Go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
That Taylor was at some fucking Hollywood elite party drinking blood and saying how she loves it, and it's like they're all so fucked up, all them people. Oh, just gross.
The ruthless ladder that they climb to the top is filled with perils. So be careful if you're chasing
Oh, yeah.
fame.
Absolutely.
Careful what you're chasing.
Yeah. Oh, and Alex was at what happened was Alex rushed Brittany Griner at the airport and tried to just talk to her or whatever the fuck. And he, like you guys said, he's not flat earther. I don't know.
He doesn't talk about flat Earth anymore. He does. He does go and expose the other stuff that's going on in sort of a unique way. Like, I can't say I'm
some
against
of it,
what
I will
he's
say,
doing,
is fucking hysterical.
but he
some of it is
used flat Earth to get to where he's at. And now, when you ask him if
Right,
he's a
right,
flat earther, he says, "Oh no, I think there's funny stuff about the moon landing." That doesn't cut it, buddy.
right, but he doesn't want to talk about it. Right,
Right.
right.
Yeah, he's downplaying it because of the peer pressure. It's true. He was chasing the
He was
rabbit.
told not to talk about it. He was told that if you want to be popular and you want to be on these shows, you got to forget about flat Earth. And so he did.
Right.
That's
right,
what it is.
Right. That's how he got to go talk to Tucker, right? And all those people. I've been surprised at the people he's had. I'm like, huh, interesting. Why would they? I mean, and they're all willing to go on there, and he asked them some absurd shit, and I don't know, they still go on. Crazy.
We should invite Tucker to Vegas.
The cop thing. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. You're good.
Whoever you want.
Video thing.
Yeah, the cop
Vegas?
video. Sure, the body cam footage.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting, and like you said, there's no footage. You're calling the cops to say there's a 8-foot tall, big-eyed thing in your backyard? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
You're not filming it
I don't
without
know, man.
calling the cops. Just counting every second of video footage is millions of dollars.
They're totally ramping up that shit. It is every fucking where, everywhere. I see it everywhere, and like the most craziest stuff that has nothing to do with space or anything, and they're talking about UFOs everywhere.
Okay,
Crazy.
till
There
they
was-
land.
there's a new star.
They haven't landed.
Oh.
Like my dad used to tell
not
me
yet.
when somebody was coming down the road, yeah, I see their turn signal. Until they've turned, they haven't.
Yep. Exactly.
We got. Oh yeah, Peanut Gallery saying, oh hey, we're running out of time. Quote. Let's
All
do
right.
this.
All right, real quick. I-95 got destroyed by Philly, so that's blocked. I don't know if there's anything. It seems suspicious to me. I don't know. There's a new thing out now. They don't give you a CPAP machine. They give you CPAP pills. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. I've been trying to find out.
How does
do
that
you go
work?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, what is this?
How can a pill
they have
be
some
any
new thing
better
with-
than an actual machine putting oxygen directly into your
Just
system?
pumping air into you, right? Exactly.
What else,
Exactly.
Lulu?
I was like, I don't know what the fuck that's all about. The movie 65 was just a full-on we live on Earth, and it was just we had dinosaurs, and it was destroyed by a thing commercial. That's it. That movie, I hated. I wanted to see it because I wanted it, but I just fucking hated it inside. I was watching it. I'm like, oh, this is such bullshit. Oh, what the fuck? It's terrible, and it had a horrible ending. They found a new star that's 32 parsecs away that's turning into a diamond. I'm pretty sure I can get to it in 12. And Sisu was awesome. That guy hates Nazis as much as I fucking do.
Sisu
And I
was
don't
a great
have a quote,
movie.
but I love you guys, and that's it.
All right. We will be back next week. Same flat time, same flat channel. Say goodnight, Karen.
Good night, Karen.
Say goodnight, Zulu.
Good night, Zulu.
And Peanut just points at his watch because we're running over. And that's it. So, hey, you know what? Let's go to music and hot sex.
Hot sex.
Hot sex.
So we say we know what we thought we knew. All I thought we threw away was everything. Fought in many wars, danced our lives away. How well we loved is how long our lovers stay. They say that Mars is close as it's ever been, and I'm so tired of being on the ropes again. That's the lovely girl standing on the moon, wishing she had a breath of air. That's a lonely boy standing in the room, a solo game musical chair. They say that Mars is close as it's ever been. Wound up chasing stars all over again. There's words for what you got, what you have, and what you'll ever need. There's love so many nights, so many nights, so many
Hello, Daisy. Hello,